Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. I'm Tala, and here you will find timeless messages to guide your journey of awakening. If you're here, trust. You're meant to be. Okay, collective. Thank you all for being here. If you have subscribed to the channel, thank you. If you have not, please consider doing so. It shows support for my channel, and I really appreciate it. And if you have not liked or shared a video, please also consider doing that. I am going to do a divine feminine to divine masculine read. These will be messages from feminine. Okay, messages from feminine, and we'll just see what wants to come through. Thank you, Spirit, for the messages you're about to bring through. What is it that feminine would like to say to our masculines in the collective? What messages do we have from feminines? Of course, these can be messages to anybody. Again, it's just genders. It's just one energy to its opposite counterpart energy. Doesn't matter what kind of body you're in. It has absolutely no relevance on these energies. This is about energies interacting with each other. So please understand that. I can see how it might be easy to think that there's some sort of a preference or bias or something going on here, but that is just not the case. Okay, so all are welcome, and please just, take what resonates. Okay, Spirit, let's flip this first card and see. Divine orchestration. Okay. Divine feminine is saying, masculines, that there's a strong element of divine timing at play here. A strong element of divine timing at play. Yeah. And we'll clarify here with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. What else can you tell us about this divine timing, Spirit? What other messages do you have that are related to this divine orchestration? It's almost like the devil. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I often think that devil energy can be a hindrance. A lot of times it relates to shadows, our shadows. And so divine feminine might be thinking about the healing work that has yet to be done on their side of things. Alternately, they could be looking over at your side, masculine, and wondering if there isn't some shadow work to be done on your side. What else? The Hierophant. Well, this is pretty cool. So the Hierophant is, about higher guidance. Like this would be like a teacher or a mentor, somebody in a position of authority whose role it is to provide guidance around rules, regulations. So like marriages, ceremonial things, rites of passage, these types of things. And so maybe masculine, your divine feminine is speaking to the traditions around a potential reunion, or even just a potential coming together. So there could be an element with the Devil card that there are some barriers that make it difficult for you to have a reunion right now. And if you were to have a reunion, it could be in opposition to some of the cultural norms or rules. Like if your partner's in a marriage, or like a monogamous committed relationship type thing, then breaking that contract could bring devil energy into the dynamic, and that could be potentially harmful to your connection, divine masculine. So I think feminine is basically saying we're needing to follow the rules right now to some extent to ward off this double energy. You know, if things are meant to be, then they will be in divine timing. I love you, and we're together in the 5D, right? But we can't necessarily be together right now, day to day. And I think masculine that feminine understands this. And this message is to say, indeed, that they do understand it. Emperor, you guys, look at all of these major arcanas coming out. Wow, really nuts. So the Emperor is like an authority figure. This is somebody who's very structured. They're a great leader. And so Divine Feminine could be telling you, masculine, that they have a big job, that they are a leader and that they hold a position of authority, and that they need to some extent, you know, continue putting effort and energy into this role. They're not just responsible for themselves and one or two other people. They're an emperor. So there are a lot of people that are looking to perhaps your feminine for guidance and leadership. It could also be that this is you, masculine, that you're embodying this emperor energy, and divine feminine could be saying to you, hey, I understand all of the things I just said about feminine. I understand you have these big responsibilities. I understand that you've got to kind of toe the line. You've got to follow the rules. You've got to think about others. And if I could be with you, I would. If we could spend more time together, I would. I would like that. That could be something that you mutually hold, you know, for the other. There's just a sense of needing to be realistic here. One more. And the Son of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. This is, you know, it's okay to send love messages. There can be, you know, exchanges that are loving and meaningful. We can do this telepathically. We can do this in the physical. We can write notes, send little texts. I think this is what feminine is saying. I'm not completely closed off. I'm open to messages, giving and receiving messages, but realistically, they kind of need to be sort of small right now. You know, yeah. Let's get another one out here. What else would feminine like to say? Feminine, what other messages do you have? Let's do one more message here for masculine. Oops. I've decided to leave the love making related cards out of the readings because I don't know what the YouTube rules on that are. I feel alive. Okay. Feminine is saying, I feel alive. Nice. That's better than feeling dead, right? No. Well, all right. Tell us more, feminine. What else would you like to say about this? I feel alive. What else here? I feel alive. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like I'm building in my life. I'm proud of what I've built so far. I have a sense of accomplishment. We have a Five of Swords. Yeah, fighting for this connection makes me feel alive. Fighting for this love makes me feel alive. Knowing it's something I want to fight for makes me know I'm alive. Makes me know I have a beating heart and a soul. And it makes me feel alive. Nice. We got a Two of Pentacles. Well, the butterfly represents transformation, doesn't it? But twos are also about balance. And that infinity symbol in the traditional deck, it's a juggling. It's about balancing. And twos are about choices. And here I see that there's a choice to be a beautiful butterfly. And butterflies being about transformation are, the message here is this connection that we share pushes me to want to transform, to grow, to improve myself. And this makes me feel really alive. It feels good to constantly grow and expand. It feels really, really good. I feel alive. One more here. The Tower. Yeah. Yeah, even when things seem to be crumbling all around, even when there's a big sudden upheaval, I know that it's so that something better can be built. And just that knowing makes me feel alive. I feel alive knowing I can handle big shakeups. I feel alive knowing that I can stand strong in the face of huge change. All right, one last message from Feminine here, Spirit. One last message from Feminine, please. Feminine, what would you like to share with the masculine collective here? One more. I'm not avoiding you, I'm avoiding my pain. Well, here's an acknowledgement of some type of inner pain. I'm not avoiding you, I'm avoiding my pain. So maybe the separation is difficult for your feminine masculine. Maybe feminine is saying that hearing from you, seeing you stirs up so much emotion in me that sometimes it's easier to just not go there. Sometimes it's easier to just let it lie for now until timing's better. I want to see you, but it's painful because I want more and you want more, but we can't have more right now. We have these confines of our 3D lives, and I know how alive I feel, and I can't help but feel a void when you leave. Yeah. So we have a 7 of swords. Feminine's wondering if she's cheating herself out of valuable time that she could be spending with you because she's avoiding her pain. She wonders. She wonders if she's deceiving herself in some way, or if she's deceiving you. Is it sending the wrong message? You know, if she's withdrawn masculine, she's wondering if you're questioning the reason behind that. I think she worries that you might think that she's, forgotten about you, or that it somehow diminishes what you share together. But it doesn't. It doesn't diminish the love in any way. And here we have a card of pain. Yeah. With this card, I think feminine is saying, I've never had a connection like this before, where I feel so connected to you, even when we're not together. Like I know you from the beyond. We know each other from the beyond, from a past life, or maybe we've shared many past lives together. And there's something about meeting you and not being able to spend more time together, that is incredibly painful. Because having experienced it, it's like the most familiar thing in the world, she's saying. Like, you seem like such a familiar soul. It's very comforting. It feels like home to be with you. But then to have that ripped away, and then to be reminded that there are all these reasons why that are reasonable, things that are just part of life, but it's painful. And so Feminine's saying, please understand the depth of my pain. Please understand how deeply I'm feeling this love and its absence, even though it's not really absent. Finding that flow state of harmony is maybe a little easier when I don't see you and experience all that passion. Speaking of passion, Ace of Wands rather. Yeah, every time I see you, look at that's the most phallic card. Every time I see you, it's like fireworks. This looks like fiery, passionate lovemaking, passionate touching and just being together, and then yeah, it's painful. It's painful when it's gone suddenly, just as quick as it appears, it's gone. I think is what Feminine's saying. This is all part of it. Because it's very natural to want to connect in that way with your soulmate or this person that feels like home, And then we have a Four of Wands. So this is a card of marriage. This is a card of union, security, stable home. And so, Feminine might be in a marriage, a traditional marriage or partnership. You might be masculine. You might be in this. You could both have these traditional relationships. And you probably love your partners very much. It makes sense for you to be with these people, maybe perhaps, in your day-to-day life. But there's a part of you maybe that wonders, maybe what it would be like, but it's unrealistic because of circumstances, perhaps, which is a painful thing to have to acknowledge. And so, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah. All right. So these are messages from Feminine. Whether you're a feminine or a masculine, these are messages from Feminine. Okay. I hope these were helpful. I hope you enjoyed them. And I will see you all in another reading. Bye for now.